I left late Wednesday night and arrived in Schaumburg about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. It's a beautiful place, but of course it looked nothing like this. It was a bit more like this. And that's where the story begins.
You're watching Pecktec on YouTube.
Now, like any great morning after story, it begins in the parking lot of the loading area at the Aquatic Experience. The Mad guys were there getting all their stuff set up. I think it's only the second time they've set up a booth, and I think Greg did the first one on his own. So the guys all pulled together to get their booth set up, and while they were doing that, I wandered around to kind of take a look and see what all was going on.
Setting up, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
Right. It's Pecktec.
You may be screwed.
Yeah, no.
I'm not sure I can pull this out.
We're both screwed. See, his is a lot more posh than mine. He's got a Osmo, and I've not got an Osmo.
It loves you, babe.
So he's got stability where I've not got stability.
I don't know. We'll see how it works. I think it's worked okay. So
It's following me.
yeah.
It
it lost you. Where'd he go?
It's tracking me. Stop following me.
That works pretty well. We should just run through here.
He had the time of his life.
Now it occurs to me that some of you might not know what the Aquatic Experience is all about. Well, I've found just the guy to tell you all about it.
Hi, my name is LaRue Palmer. I represent Pet Product News International. We're an internationally based entertainment and aquatics and pet industry magazine. We're the leaders, and we're also the media representatives for Aquatic Experience. Well, it's an interesting concept. I love it. This is my first year at the show, and normally I'm we're in an industry where we chronicle what's going on in terms of trends in the industry, the pet industry, and they're industry-based. This show's unique because there are primarily consumers here. There are retailers, that's what I mean by industry. They're here as well, placing orders, seeing what new products are out, but mostly there are consumers and children. They have a lot of field trips from other schools and organizations that offer things like that, and so that's most of what we're seeing here.
There's a lot of group participation too with the contest and stuff. Was that on purpose to bring in?
Oh yeah, by design. It's actually, for me, the best part of the show. There are lots of shrimp tanks that are being decorated and nano tanks are being decorated. Lots of activity that are drawing kids, and this is sort of a reward for them to come here and do well in the past, and now they're being rewarded with a competition at this level, so it's a great draw for them.
Are you truly happy to be out in public meeting lots of people?
No.
You know what? I think you're doing a good job though.
Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it. Doing my best.
Look at all this stuff. He's got wood. He's got the fattest cholla. Is that right?
We've got 4 different types.
He got the 4 different types of cholla.
We got chola, cholla, cola, chola. I think that's 4. I still don't know what the right way to pronounce it.
If they stashed cocaine in these, they'd be Coca-Cola.
Yeah, Coca-Cola.
All right, I'm going to wander around. You guys have a good time.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Better. It's upstairs. That's nice.
Spider-Man. More people, and it's just brilliant. It's cool. And look, he's filming me.
Hello. Filming me. Filming you.
He's filming me.
Now, Saturday at the Aquatic Experience is the busiest day, and I tell you, I had a lot of fun running around with a big camera and getting a bunch of interviews, checking out some cool new products. I'm going to share all that with you guys really soon. It's amazing the stuff that they bring to these shows, these really big tanks, and they're just kind of set up overnight. It's pretty cool. The Kids Aquarium contest was pretty neat. They did a real great job in their aquariums. Of course, I stopped by to take a look at My Aquarium. I didn't end up winning anything with this particular contest, but man, they were some of the most beautiful tanks I have ever seen in my life. So it was no insult to lose to these guys at all. And every now and then I'd walk by and I'd see that reaction I was going for with this tank, and it still made me feel good. So it's a win in my book. There's so many fantastic tanks. I mean, literally everywhere you look, there was something really cool to see. And there's also a lot of interesting livestock and a bunch of other stuff that I'll kind of cover a little bit more later on. The My Aquarium box guys really seem to be killing it on their booth. They're doing a great job. and I was proud of them, but it's time to leave.
I'm Michael. Pleased to meet you.
Little secret I use to protect my photo gear that I pretty much have to leave in the car. If I go to a convention or something like that, I call it garbageflage. And what you do is take a bunch of steps, and instead of throwing it away, you cover all your super expensive electronics with it. So it just looks like it'd be a waste of time, and potentially the risk would be too high. People can break into any car they want at any time they want. It's just a matter of the risk-reward. So I find some like garbageflage really does the trick. Junk.
So that's how we do it.
I do a little bit of Tai Chi.
Wow.
They're crazy right now. This is a segment I call Corvus stalking. Now, if you haven't noticed already from the abundance of coverage of this event, this was a huge YouTuber meetup as well. So there were a lot of channels, a great deal of them I've seen before. You know, I've encountered them on my trips through the YouTube verse, and some of them I watch all the time. It was really a treat. You know, I'd met a couple of these people before, but never so many. And everybody seemed to be really nice and enjoying each other's company. It was vlogging and selfies galore. It was really, really interesting to really meet and get to talk to a couple of people. Now, I didn't get to spend as much time like hanging out, making small talk as I would like, but I did enjoy meeting a bunch of people, kind of being in people's presence and just kind of seeing what they were like in real life. It was pretty neat. And that stuff.
Oh yeah, I'll try to move. Try to bait it.
So this uses the app, like the camera app that ties with the DJI?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it uses the same stuff that the drones use.
Okay, yeah, because I was wondering if it traces your face and everything.
Yeah, it's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, it is good.
A lot of people are like, I don't have the equipment to start YouTube. Phone!
Yeah.
Film with your phone!
Hey. It has been awesome seeing you guys.
It's been awesome seeing you.
That's all I got to say.
It was a lot of fun. It was really great, and your escape was just awesome. Really enjoyed it.
I think, you know, my ego loves you. Now it's Sunday and things are really starting to wind down. I spent a lot of time getting just that little bit of extra footage. Everybody that participated in the aquascaping contest couldn't break down their tanks until 4 o'clock, so there was no getting out early for me. I just spent a lot of time really thinking about the weekend, and I really enjoyed getting to know the My Aquarium box guys. The couch that they let me sleep on saved me so much money on this trip and really made the trip feasible for me. I enjoyed getting to know each one of them in their own way. I mean, you've got Greg, the analytical mind. You've got Mike, who traveled from far, far away and spent a great deal of the weekend just looking for that perfect shot, which is something that I really admire. And Mike's a much better salesman than he lets on. Some people called him Angry Mike a couple of times, and I didn't go on a 16-hour car ride with him, but I think that would probably make anyone very angry. He did great with the customers, and he's a real true-to-life character. So eventually, yes, it was time to break down the aquariums, and yes, as you would imagine, it is a huge pain in the ass to break down even a small aquarium and pack it up to take it with you, especially if you want your plants to live. But that's where I'm going to end today's show, folks. I've got a bunch of footage from this show and a bunch of interviews, a couple of games, a lot of stuff going on. Big thanks to the My Aquarium box guys. And until next time, follow your bliss, keep a clean tank, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.